I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
Yo, what is up? It is me, it's Keenan. We're back in the building with another 200 second podcast. I got my guy always in the building with me, Coach Donte. What is going on, man?
Hey, what is going on, man? Basketball season finally over. Got a 2023 champion. Let's get right into it, a new Crowley champion.
Donte, we are 60 episodes in of the 7200 second podcast. We are 40 episodes away from 100. So 7200 seconds has 60 shows so far. Donte's been with me since pretty much since the beginning. I don't know, I had one co-host in the past, but since he's been here, he's been rocking out. And we're gonna give y'all more than 60. We're gonna get y'all to 100. But getting down to the nitty-gritty of things, we have new NBA champions. The Denver Nuggets defeat the Miami Heat in a gentleman's sweep last night, and the final score was 94-89. Let me tell you, I went to sleep. I came back. I woke up in like the best time ever because I think there was like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So I missed the whole second and third quarter. But 94-89. Jimmy Butler, I know he didn't have a really, really good shooting night last night. He did have 21 points, but he was 5 of 18, 2 for 5 from 3. Kevin Love had 3 points. Bam Adebayo, I know he was dominant early on in the beginning. He was 9 for 20. He ended up with 20 points. Max Strus with 12 points. Then you get 10 from Caleb Martin. Kyle Lowry contributed with 12 off the bench. But the man of the hour, the MVP of the finals, Nikola Jokic, 28 points, 12 of 16, 16 points from Michael Porter Jr., 14 points from Jamal Murray. You got KCP, who contributed with 11 points, had that key steal in the latter minutes of the fourth quarter that I know Jimmy Buckets is probably playing in his mind right now. Bruce Brown, 10 points off the bench. Donte, talk about Game 5 of the finals. How was Denver able to get over this hump?
Well,
when they first came.
First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to the Miami Heat. They definitely, they definitely fought hard. They definitely had one of the most memorable times coming to the NBA Finals. They beat the number 1 seeded Bucks. They went on to beat the New York Knicks, and they beat the number 2 seeded, Boston Celtics when they almost blew a 3-0 lead. But you got to give them credit. But the main thing, Denver was a better team. Denver was all the way the better team. You saw it in Game 3 and Game 4 when it came out. Basically, they were the better squad. I don't think Tyler Hero would have changed anything. I think the series would have went the same way, unless it probably would have extended the game probably or two. But other than that, you got to give credit. I mean, I know it was an ugly game last night, but Denver did whatever they needed to do. And Denver had a counterpunch to whatever, Miami tried. Miami tried the zone. Denver had a counterpunch for that. They tried to play them in man. They had the counterpunch for that. They tried to jump Jamal Murray. They had a counterpunch for that. At the end of the day, I mean, Jokic, made more plays than Jimmy Butler did. Jimmy Butler had a terrible ball game. I mean, but he did have the last 15 for the Miami Heat. He did have the last 15 for Miami Heat to pull them within one. So he did show up at the end of it, but it wasn't good enough. Bam Adebayo started hot, cooled off in the second half. But other than that, this all come down to it. Miami just wasn't good enough. They just wasn't good enough at all. They got to the finals with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo alone. Just, I will reveal why I think they will be, what they are next year. But other than that, This all goes back to Denver, Michael Porter Jr., going to the rim, attacking the basket when the shot wasn't falling. KCP getting back on defense, stopping 2 layups in the fast break. Bruce Brown contribute. Hope they can bring him back. But like I say, Denver deserve all the credit. Coach Mike Malone deserved the credit. Denver was just the better team. You just got to give them credit. And Jokic is the best center in the league. I said it this morning. Jokic is the best center in the league. And I said it. He's better than Joel Embiid. Putting him over Joel Embiid officially. Jokic, is hard to stop him in the playoffs. It's just hard to stop him because he does everything else. Well. Jokic don't have to score to dictate a ball game. Jokic can be a playmaker. And he can still dictate the ball game. Jokic can still rebound the basketball well, and still, dictate the ball game. So other than that, Joel Embiid, what he relies on, scoring. That's easier to stop in a playoff situation. But just because Jokic can shoot, pass it, and be a playmaker, he's more effective in the playoffs. He can be more effective in the playoffs because he doesn't have to just dominate alone on scoring. And Jamal Murray, got to give him credit. He made the right play. They doubled him. He made the right play. Miami had a clear example. Jamal Murray is the most important player. We're not going to let him go off. But he did the right thing of being a willing passer. And that also helps because Nikola Jokic is another playmaker that can find guys on the cut, wide open in the corner. That matters. So, again, I think Jokic is the second best player in the league. I still will take Giannis as the best player in the NBA, but Jokic is officially the best center in the game. And just got to give him credit. And, again, Denver just was the better team this series.
And most definitely. It could have been a sweep, but, Miami, got the best of Denver that game. Spo out coached Mike Malone, definitely. Went to the zone, had Jokic not make assists like he usually do. He had 41 points, but, he didn't spread the ball around like he usually does. It's hard to stop Jokic. It's very hard. I know in the early beginning, he had 2 fouls. Murray had 2 fouls. Jeff Green had 2 fouls. You had to bring old man DeAndre Jordan off the bench. But you know what? I can't say nothing about DeAndre Jordan no more. You know why? He got a dang on ring before Chris Paul. Before Joel Embiid. DJ got a ring before all of those guys. And DeAndre Jordan was on the Sixers. He was with the Lakers. So he finally has a ring. Murray came in with the clutch, but let's give a shout out to KCP. KCP winning matter. I know he didn't have a very good series this whole finals, but he made plays when it counted, and especially that turnover in the latter part of the game is what sealed the deal for Denver. That bad turnover that Jimmy Buckets did. That came in clutch, and right when the Heat was battling back, they was going back and forth for the last 2 minutes. But that costly turnover turned it on. At one point, they didn't need to chuck up a 3, in my opinion. I still think they could have got that 2. Maybe force Denver to do something. Maybe they could afford to live another day. What do you think? They didn't have to rush that 3.
No, I said it when me and Cool McCain was on. Live yesterday. They didn't need. I think the option. I thought they needed to take a quick 2 right there to make it a free throw line game because Denver did struggle at the line a lot. So I thought they could have took a shot right there, extended the game a little bit. But at the end of the day, no, I'm not talking about Joel Embiid slander. I'm not disrespecting Joel Embiid at all. He's a great player, but like I say, Jokic is the best center in the league. Let's just call it what it is. He's better than Joel Embiid. Let's just call it what it is. Joel Embiid Jokic. It's no way. Like I say, I'm gonna compare something. Floyd Mayweather. You remember when he say, "It's no way to beat me, but it's 5 ways to beat Manny Pacquiao." It's 5 ways to beat Manny Pacquiao. It's no way to stop Jokic, but it's a way you stop in Joel Embiid. It's a way you stop Joel Embiid. It's a way you can stop him because again, Jokic can do everything else better. Probably besides on the defensive side, he can do everything else better. And what makes him effective because he can be a playmaker. He can be a playmaker. He can be a playmaker. That's what makes him much more better. He doesn't have to score to dictate the game. Joel Embiid, you need his scoring. You need his scoring. You need his scoring. That's how Joel Embiid can impact the game. You need his scoring. Jokic, you don't need his scoring to impact the game. He can beat you so many ways. And Jokic, people don't give him no credit. He plays some hell of a defense. Jokic plays some hell of a fucking defense in the playoffs. If you haven't seen it, he plays some hell of a defense. So Jokic can impact the game so many different ways without even scoring the ball. Just like I say, it's no way to defend Jokic, but it's a way in the playoffs you can defend Joel Embiid. And we all seen that against the Boston Celtics. They didn't stop him. They didn't shut him down, but they contained him enough. Just when you think Miami had the game plan to stop Jokic and held him to 4 assists, he still ended up impacting on the rebounding end, defensive end, and he still had games where he had 10 assists in this series. So again, Jokic impacts the game so many ways. He doesn't need to be a dynamic scorer to even beat you. He can have a 10 point. He can have a 10 point. He can score 10 points. But guess what? He's gonna have 11 assists because he's gonna beat you so many ways. He's gonna find other guys, and other guys are cutting to the rim, and he's just finding them. He's the quarterback of that offense. That just is what it is. So, no disrespect to Joel Embiid. I still think he's a top 5 player, but I just think Jokic is better at this point.
Jokic actually can lead a break. You've seen it. He takes the rebound and he pushes it up the floor like a 7'3" point guard. We can all sit and say, well, Jokic is better than Embiid or Embiid is better than Jokic. But, at the end of the day, Jokic got the main goal that you play basketball for. He got that championship. Yeah, he got 2 MVPs. Joel got an MVP, but he's good in the regular season. When he gets in the playoffs, he chokes. And one thing about Jokic is he don't throw nobody under the bus either. If he loses the game, he's not throwing nobody under the bus. Me being a diehard Sixers fan, yeah, Joel, I said take notes. Yes, he needs to take notes on how to be dominant in the playoffs. Yes, MVP, yes, you MVP the regular season. Go ahead.
Again, I didn't see Jokic go through a double team and not elbow Kyle Lowry, and get and make a shot yesterday. When you seen Joel Embiid hesitate against a double team. So it is a way to contain Joel Embiid in the playoffs. It is a way you can do it. But it's no way you can contain Jokic because he's so good at everything else. He's so good doing everything else. And by him getting those 10 assists, that opens up his game a little bit more. And he gets more easier shots than Joel Embiid. He ain't just out there settling for 3-point shooting every single time. You say Jokic is more touch. Is it? Jokic shows up in bigger games. Yes, Jokic shows up in bigger games. He shows up in bigger games. Yes, he does. He shows up in bigger games. He shows up in big games.
Burns said it's crazy. Foreign players are better than American players. Jokic is clucked, Embiid isn't. Facts. Yep. See the realistic Sixers fan knows what it is about Joel Embiid, not the delusional ones. Like we talk some sense. Denver is squared away as far as contracts are concerned. No major changes. Joker makes $50 million a year. He's not going anywhere until 2028. Exactly. I think that squad will stay together. They are favorites to run it back. What else? Oh, God. No, Joker wants to go home. It ain't my birthday yet. It's coming. It's on Friday. Yeah, Jokic want to go home. He was like, "When's the parade? Thursday? All right." At the end of the offseason, he goes back home and he comes back. He don't deal with none of this nonsense that's going on in the offseason. He goes to be with his family. He comes back. But what does now Miami have to do to get back to the postseason?
I think they need one more guy. I think it's clear. They need one more guy. I think it's made clear they need one more guy. If you can Bam Adebayo as your second best player, it's not going to get it done when it matters the most. Jimmy Butler, again, kind of showed some signs of running up out of gas, but again, you got to credit that Denver Nuggets defense and how Aaron Gordon them guarded him too, and how they put stronger bodies. But I think it's clear they need one more piece. They need one more piece on the perimeter to get them back into the finals. Because, like I say, we're gonna touch on it in a minute, but at the end of the day, I think it's clear they need one more piece. I don't think they're too far off. I don't think they're far away from getting back to the NBA Finals. They need another score.
So talk about Miami Heat. Was Jimmy tired? Like what? I know they just played, the Knicks series. Then they went Game 7 with Boston, and then you got to come back in here and play 5 games against Denver. Did Jimmy just run out of gas?
Did Jimmy just run out of gas? I think when the series extended from Miami, when the series extended in Boston, I think that kind of played a factor in his fatigue moment, because every shot is short. That he took, and every shot hits the back iron. But I also think Denver played some great defense on him with Aaron Gordon and Caldwell Pope and Caldwell Pope them and Bruce Brown. I think they also had different bodies and different lengths to slow him down. And Jimmy Butler also didn't have make the best of his opportunity when he did get his open shot. So other than that, I think that series from Boston played a lot part of why he's kind of fatigued a little bit. I was kind of fatigued, but again, gotta give Denver credit, man. They have 3 bodies, defensive guys they can throw at them. They can throw at them to make it more tough for them. So you got to give Denver the credit too.
So Jeff had asked, do you like Jimmy taking the last shot?
Yeah, I like Jimmy taking the last shot. He's the best player on the team. Yeah, I like him taking the last shot. He's the best player on the team, of course. I just think they one more piece away.
Right, because you had Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent can shoot, but they was inconsistent last night. So Jimmy was your best option, even though he had a great scoring night. He had 21 points. But yeah, I don't mind Jimmy definitely taking the last shot. They just need to stay healthy. Yeah, that's true too. I'm surprised we didn't see Tyler Hero at all. At least try to get in. I know he was cleared. He was suited up. Do you think maybe they could have put Tyler Hero in? I know it wouldn't have made much of a difference, but maybe try to see if he could have go or what he could have did.
Would he try? I don't think it would have changed anything. I think it was the right thing to set him out. Let him go through a full off season. I think it was the right thing. Don't rush him back in. Then he rusty and all that. He's struggling and he's not helping. They tried to do that last year in Game 7 when he had that hamstring injury and he clearly couldn't play and he shouldn't have been out there. So I think they did. I'm not blaming Eric Spoelstra for not playing him. I think send him out is the right choice. But other than that, hey, yeah, I didn't think it would have made a difference at all.
Heat need another surefire shooter. The man is the king of Taiwan. Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he did.
Dwight Howard is loving over there in Taiwan.
I'm gonna go back to Jeff's comment. He did force the 3, but nobody else for Miami wanted the ball. That's part of why Jimmy Butler turned the ball over. You see, if you go back and look at the play that Jimmy Butler turned the ball over, Matt Scrooge just sitting in the corner. Nobody else coming to the ball. And Jimmy Butler could have got 3 seconds just sitting in the lane. He was in the lane for about at least 6 seconds. So he should have got a 3-second violation. But you see Matt Scrooge right there in the corner just standing around. Nobody else wanted the ball. Nobody else actually wanted the ball and come to get the ball. So I'm not going to be mad at Jimmy Butler for forcing a shot. He's the best player. He's the best player. Yes, they should have got it. I say they should have got it to force him the free throws because Denver was horrible from the line all night. But nobody else wanted the ball down the stretch. Nobody else came got the ball. So what you expect for Jimmy Butler to do?
It is definitely true. Can you say, is Jimmy Butler a superstar or is he just a star?
I think he's a star. But I think more of him. I think he wants someone that can take a load up off him. I think Jimmy Butler could be a star. I think he's a superstar in the playoffs, but I do think he's a star. He's an all-star guy. He's an all-star guy. He's not going to give you 30 points. He's not going to give you 30 points. He's not going to give you 30 points a night. He could do it, but he's not going to give you 30 points a night every single night in the regular season. He's going to give you 20 points. He's going to give you 22 points. He's going to be an all-star, and he's going to play great defense. He's going to play great defense. That's just who Jimmy Butler is. And in the playoffs, his game is going to elevate. His game is going to elevate in the playoffs. But I think, like I say, Miami one more piece away on the perimeter. They one more piece away. Jimmy Butler is not in his DNA to be taking 20 shots. That's not him. That's just not who he is. He's going to always give you 20 points. This man 7 times averaged 20 points in the regular season. 7 times averaged 20 points in the regular season.
Yeah, they are a star away, and I'm crazy to see what Pat Riley and the Heat do in this offseason. Everybody saying Dame to Miami. I've heard Chris Paul to Miami. So we'll definitely see what's going to happen with Miami. Burn thinks nobody wants to come to Miami. Everybody else went to small markets.
Burn always like that when they lose. Burn always like that when they lose. I tell Burn doing something like this.
Went to the Suns, and then
don't underestimate Pat Riley, what he can do. I'm telling you what he can do.
What's going on, Gregor? Appreciate you for being in the chat, especially the championship game. That's right, Van Vliet. I mean, he's on he took his player option. Could he possibly go to Miami?
With the right payday, yeah. I mean, like I said, he turned down $22 million, but with the right money, I think he can go, and I think he'll be a good fit too. Fred VanVleet averaged 20 points a game, been averaging 20 points a game in his last 3 seasons. A point guard, basically a younger point guard, younger starting point guard, and he been averaging 20 points per game the last 3 seasons. It's over 7 assists. So he's also a very solid playmaker and a good efficient shooter.
Yeah, so it's not say rumors to the Sixers, but Nick Nurse, he did credit his latter part of his game last year to Nick Nurse. So we'll see if he be back with Nick Nurse as a Sixer. We don't know. We don't know. This offseason is gonna be crazy. To see what's going on next Thursday. It is the NBA draft. So we all see what goes down. If anybody's calling for that number 3 pick from Portland, does Dame leave? Dame's too loyal. I don't know. I know he's just tired of the organization not putting pieces around him, but you are loyal to your team. You're not going to win. He's not going to win in Portland, sadly to say. But what was the most impressive part of this Nuggets title run?
The most impressive part, man,
What was most impressive about the title run?
How everybody underestimated the Nuggets in the playoffs. Like, I understand that, and that's rightfully so. I mean, you're not sold on one in the playoffs, but everybody knew once they get Jamal Murray back, even I knew once they get Jamal Murray back and Michael Porter Jr., this team is destined to going for a run. The last time them guys played together, they were in the Western Conference Finals. The last time they played together, the last time they actually played together. I mean, they got hurt. They got one of them. I think one of them went down against Phoenix the very next year in the second round. But this team is scary, and they're going to be put together they still together for another 2 or 3 years. So, I say again, their bench is deep. But I say, man, they had a great season. They had a great season, and they capped it off in the playoffs. And like I say, Jokic was the quarterback. He was the leader of that team. I know you're going to say, oh, Jamal Murray. What about Jamal Murray? Yes, Jamal Murray was a big part of the team. Jokic still leads the team in assists. He still leads the team in scoring, still leads the team in rebounding, on the rebounding edge. He's the quarterback of that offense. When Jokic is going, everybody goes. He's just a guy that just makes everybody better. And he's a guy that can figure it out really, really fast. Really, really fast. But other than that, they got a great locker room, great head coach, no egos, having fun, good team chemistry. But again, underestimation. A lot of people didn't think this team can do it. They went on, they did it. I mean, they beat the Phoenix Suns. Who had no depth. And I blame that on the front office more than I blame that on the players, because again, they traded away Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, traded him away. They traded them away to Brooklyn. And again, the Clippers, they would never be healthy. Clippers would never be healthy. Clippers would never be ever be healthy. I don't care what it is. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, I think this is the last time they're going to play together. This year is going to be the last year they play together. This year is going to be the last year they play together. They're going to never going to be healthy. So again, they can be back in it again for another 2 to 3 years with a lot of what ifs in the Western Conference. So the biggest thing for them is unestimation and motivation for them.
Dang on Cat took down the curtain in the damn room. His sun glares are horrible right now. Okay, I'm trying to get out the sun. But no, like Khan said, it's no egos. It's no egos with Jokic in that team. You know, they play as a team. You know, Jokic is a very humble dude. You know, he takes accountability for himself. He doesn't throw nobody under the bus. So, you know, that run, you know, once we saw that Murray was back, he had his role players around. The one thing about that team, they know their role and their strengths. When they come off the bench, Christian Brown, the rookie, he got the championship last year in college, and then to be a rookie to win the championship, he played crucial minutes as a rookie. Mike Malone trusted him to do his role, and he played well in this series, even in the other series, the Lakers series, the Suns series. He played well. Colin Gillespie, Nova, he gets a ring. So we'll see Colin Gillespie probably on the court. Ish Smith, who's been around 13 seasons. 13 seasons for Ish Smith, former Sixer. Let me note that everybody that leaves Philly does something. Ish Smith finally gets a ring. Reggie Jackson get a ring. Thomas Bryant, he gets traded from the Lakers. He gets a ring. So, I mean, it's crazy. But shout out to the Denver Nuggets. They won their first NBA championship in 47 years. Again, they are the favorites to win it again next year as well. Moving on past the finals. I know we always talk about James Harden, but has James Harden's time as a number one option, is it over?
Yeah, it's been over. That number one option been over. The moment he was traded to Brooklyn, that time had went away. That time went away. That been over since he was traded to Brooklyn. So it shows you his frustration after Kevin Durant got hurt and Kyrie Irving went down, that he was tired of being the number one option. He know he couldn't do it anymore. And he requested a trade to go out to Philly. He stopped giving effort. He requested a trade to go out to Philly. But at this stage of his career, he's been, since he was traded to Brooklyn, from Houston to Brooklyn, he's been out of the number one option. He's been out. He's been done. So, yeah, he's not a number one option no more. He can still get you a 20-10. He still can get you 20 points, 10 assists. He just can't. He's not going to – he lost a lot of athleticism in those calls he used to embellish in Houston. When the referees, when NBA kind of changed that a little bit, he's not getting those anymore. But he still can be a secondary option when need to be. It's just depending on what James Harden is going to get in the playoff run. In the playoff run, he's still going to get you 20 and 10. He still can get buckets.
Right. We're not going to see that James Harden that's used to go get you 40, close to 50, 60 points a night. James Harden that can go to the rack, that can jump. No, he got some lifts. Again, he can't do what he used to. But like Coach, like you said, he can still give you 20 and 10. And I'll take that from James Harden right now. He still knows how to be a facilitator. He still knows how to do the step back three. Once he's on, he's on. He still can get hot at any time. He just can't go to the basket like he can do. Now, we all know what his mentality is when it gets to the playoffs. That's a different story. Can a James Harden get you over the hump in the playoffs? And his track record tells you no. So I don't know if he has to be on a team that has other stars to get past that hump, or, can he, I don't know, but he couldn't do it with Philly. We don't know if he's going to come back. But again, he took that player option, and, they say he can go back to Houston. I've heard the Suns. I've heard some other things, but, James Harden definitely isn't a number two option. And wherever he goes, he needs to, he can still get you 20 and 10. He might even get you a double-double. He might get you 20, 10, and 10. It depends. You still can get your triple double, but you definitely going to see a 20 and 10, and he's definitely going to facilitate the ball to you. Getting the comments here. Khan says Harden can be a part of a contender, not the number one anymore. Juice James got big in his last years in Houston. His weight, but still affected him. You can tell it ain't. I mean, his weight fluctuates, but you can tell in his legs he don't got it. Aaron Gordon found his NBA lane. I agree with that. Aaron Gordon has came a long way. Orlando days. You've seen him in other teams, but I think Denver is definitely a great spot for him. Denver found their player. I think he's going to be in Denver for a while. Still take the blame. Hush up. Zion got other fish to worry about. He got a kid on the way, and then he got his baby. Then he got his girlfriend, and he got side piece drama. So Zion, you got better. Zion got better things to worry about. James Harden is a great compliment to a star player. I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Father Time is undefeated. His window is closing. Yep. No question Harden can still help a team win in a different role. I agree with that, Mo. And Vic says, I think he can. And we had our first game against Boston. Harden took over that game because nobody else wanted to play. Harden
game 4. Don't forget about game 4.
Was in that game. Joel didn't play that game, and everybody was going to lose game 1, including myself.
In the
game 4. And Embiid played that game. That's some age. Damian Husher face. All right. So, should Miami, if they was and wanted to try to convince Dame to leave Portland, do you think Miami could do it?
Yeah, because I'm not going to rule out Pat Riley and what he does. I'm not going to rule him out what he does. Pat, trust me, when a big name comes up, Pat Riley is always going to find a way to jump on, try to see what he can do to get that player in Miami. You see what he tried to do with Kevin Durant. He tried to get him there. It just didn't fall his way. So don't sleep on Pat Riley. He could get it done. He can definitely get it done. He can definitely entice and influence some players to come play over there. He got a good culture over there. Don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, he can get it done. Yes. Pat Riley is that great of executive. He's that great of a coach. He won championships as a coach and as an executive, man. So don't rule out Pat Riley in no big time deal of getting another player or a star over there. He will find a way to get that done if he wanted, if he wants you.
Juice, your Pelicans are not a bad team. I mean, you got CJ McCullough, you got BI when he's healthy. If Zion can come back fully, committed and not get injury prone, I can see the Pelicans, in that top 8. Possibly make it to the playoffs. But right now, we don't know what Zion can do. He's never on the court. We don't know his potential. Me personally, I don't think New Orleans should have gave him a max. Maybe they should have explored the options a little bit. But he got to work for that money. He got to work for that contract now. We got to see what Zion Williamson can do in this up and coming season. Can he stay on the damn court? That's the problem. That's the issue. Maybe if he lose some weight a little bit, drop some of that weight, he'll definitely be fine. But until then, we don't know what Zion can do.
He ain't lying about that.
So that's your NBA. A little bit of NBA right now. Zion needs to work. Yeah, post game. Yep. Coach, you got the list?
Yep, I got my list. I got my list down right here. So I'm gonna come back on the screen in a minute. I'm trying to say this to the thing, but all right, I'm back now. So here we go. My list. We already know we got some WNBA players right here on this list. But we also got an NBA superstar on the list as well. So I'm gonna start with number 5. We're gonna go with Ionescu, Sabrina Ionescu for the Dallas, not for the damn Dallas Wings, for the New York Liberty. Definitely killed my Wings in the second half. Her and Breanna Stewart, who's also on this list. Ionescu, 22 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds on Sunday's victory in the second half. Liberty definitely outscored my Dallas Wings 34-17 in the third quarter. Third quarter was the reason why we actually lost the ball game. We won every quarter besides that quarter. And that 17-point quarter won the Liberty that game. And Sabrina Ionescu was the reason why they was a part of that third quarter burst. Now, number 4, we got BG, aka Brittany Griner, over the comeback win versus the Indiana Fever. They were up. Fever come out. They was up by 10 going into the fourth quarter. Brittany Griner, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. She gave Aaliyah Boston some of that work, man. She said she gave Aaliyah Boston some of that welcome to the league, rookie. And hey, gotta give it to her. Gotta give it to her on that. Aaliyah Boston was great, but hey, welcome to the league, rook. BG, 29 points over the win against the Indiana Fever. And number 3, Key, I'm so sorry this happened. Navissa Collier at number 3, 24 points, 9 Y'all really gave me the last 2 minutes of the ball. 24 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds for Navissa Collier. She's an all-star right now. She's an all-star right now. Oh, right after her pregnancy, she comes back within 7 games last year of the season, but she with a full season, Navissa Collier dies an all-star. And now we got number 2, Brianna Stewart, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Look, he's still shaking her head up on that.
Yes, man. I was irked about that Sparks loss. The last 2, 6. Oh my God.
Yeah, that kind of hurt right there. So Brianna Stewart, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Her Ionescu decided to team up in the third quarter and beat my Dallas Wings. And number 1, we got the MVP of the NBA Finals, Nikola Jokic, 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 assists for Nikola Jokic to cap off the 2023 NBA title for the Denver Nuggets.
And that is the coach's list. And Jokic's been number 1 on your list a lot this year.
A lot. Sometimes I don't be trying to even put them on because I know they could be on there every single time. I know they could be doing it.
Jokic was hot on your list. He's been on your number ones for a minute this season, especially that grown man triple-double he had. We like 20-some rebounds and 20 of them rebounds was offensive. It was just crazy. But that was the coach's list. Next week, see who's number 1. Yes, Jeff, this is episode 60. We are 40 episodes away from 100. And again, watch out for that 100. It's going to be a jersey giveaway. So y'all don't want to miss that. But before we get into another list, what is currently the trade market for Bradley Beal? Do you think Bradley Beal will leave Washington?
Washington already came out and admitted they blowing it up. So that's the perfect idea to trade Bradley Beal. Why keep him now if you're in a fully rebuild? If you come out and say you're in a full rebuild, why keep him now? So yes, I think Bradley Beal should want out, and I think he's a target for other playoff suitors. So I think he's going to be gone.
Yeah, we talked about Tobias Harris in a second. We talked briefly about that on Sunday at Queens of the Court when it actually happened, Damian. Brittany Griner, the whole team, they get chartered flights. But if it's not back-to-back games or during the playoffs, they don't get the chartered flight. So, they had their team. Of course, you had some YouTuber that was, trying to heckle and talk smack on Brittany Griner. He got physical with the security. It was just a mess. But we're not going to get into that. Did y'all talk about Fred? Yep. Talked about Fred.
Yeah,
talking about he could be a good asset to the Miami Heat. He could be a definitely fit for Miami. Never know. He might, if Daryl Morey pulls this off, he might come back to this. He might come with the Sixers because of Nick Nurse. But we don't know. So we got our top 5 2024 contenders. And let me see if I can get this to work. My computer wants to be civil today. All right, so we are going to do Coach's top 5 contenders in 2024. Coach, talk about, hold on, your list. I got to take this off.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I forgot we had this on. Give me a second here. My computer wants to be restarted. There we go.
So y'all see
Talk about your top 5 contenders in 2024.
Y'all see my top 5 list right now. So number 1, I got the Denver Nuggets. I think they the cream of the crop in the Western Conference. Western Conference got if you go down on Western Conference, they got so many what ifs. They got so many what ifs. The Lakers, they got which is they number 4 on this list. I will get to them. But again, you got so many what ifs. Minnesota, not even good. They're not a good team. They're not a good team. Karl Anthony Towns is in trade rumors, but they're not a good team. You don't have to worry about Minnesota. Portland, they're gonna be rebuilding. They're gonna be rebuilding. The Clippers, they would never ever be healthy. They would never be healthy with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard together. If they were together, they'll be a borderline up on this list. The Warriors. You said no love for the Warriors. Warriors, I think that dynasty could be broken up soon. But I'll still take Denver over them. I would still take Denver over the Golden State Warriors. But otherwise, Denver is my number 1 team. Phoenix, don't trust in Phoenix. Kevin Durant is always hurt, but when he's in the playoffs, they always find a way to come back down to earth. Plus, they got point guard issues. As well. So again, the West is so many what ifs. The Dallas Mavericks, you don't take them too serious. They traded away all their depth. They even tanked for the number 10 pick in the draft, and it kind of backfired a little bit up on them. So the West is stronger than the East, but they still kind of like a little what else. Boston, I still think they're a title contender in the East because I don't think the Eastern Conference is really that good. I really don't think. I just think it's 3, possibly 3 good teams in the Eastern Conference. Are you serious? Is Philadelphia a championship contender? We already know they're not a championship contender. Is Cleveland a championship contender? No, they're not a championship contender. Is New York a championship contender? No, they're not a championship contender at all. So at the end of the day, the bottom of the East, it's not really good. The Bulls, they're not good at all. They got even DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, and they still a play-in tournament team. They're still not as good. They got issues as well. Toronto, rebuilding team. That team won't be together. So the bottom of the East is way down. Now it comes to Milwaukee. It depends on what they do with Chris Middleton. And Brook Lopez. It depends on what they do with them. If they re-sign them back, they still the cream of the crop. With Giannis, they're going to attract players to Milwaukee. I got faith in the Milwaukee Bucks. They're my 3rd. Now the Lakers. Only reason I got the Lakers, AD and LeBron gives you a shot. AD and LeBron gives you a shot automatically. They gives you a shot to be there. I think the most important thing, Austin Reeves. They sign him. They be fine on that one. They get a point guard in now. They be fine on that one. They be fine. They be fine on that one. I think the Lakers are good. They were able to make it to the Western Conference Finals this year because the West is so iffy. Now the Miami Heat, simple. They're one piece away. You get that with Jimmy Butler, and bam, is your second best player. Tyler Hero was out. You get one more star. That team is the 3rd best team, probably the best team in the Eastern Conference. So Miami don't need much to make the finals 2 out of the last 4 years. The Kings, I don't think the Kings ready yet. Not picking them. You're not picking them over Denver. I'm not sure about LA. Picking them over LA. If LeBron and AD is the same, it's healthy.
All right, so that was Coach's list. Hold up, gotta put mine up here. Me and Coach was similar, but I had one team that he didn't have up there.
Boston gets too much credit, but they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals and beat the Sixers. They can do that. They can get to the Eastern Conference Finals and get to the finals. But this is championship contender, though. This is contenders. They get there. That's the problem. They get there. They find a way to get there.
All right. So we're going to go from 5 to 1. As y'all can see my list here, very similar in Coach's list, but I got one team that that on my list that he didn't have. And I'm going to say the Lakers at number 5, only because, like he said, again, AD and LeBron does give you an option. Will they bring back Kuchimera? Schroeder? Those role players came in and they did their job. They just couldn't do it against Denver. the team was there. They weren't even supposed to be there. You know, they survived the play-in tournament and they played good basketball coming down the stretch. So that's why they're number 5. Number 4, there you go, Vic. Got to get the Warriors up there some love. I still think, you know, even though the dynasty's over, I still think the Warriors could be a contender. You still got Steph Curry. You can shoot lights out. You still got Stephen. You still got Klay Thompson. If Jordan Poole can get out of things, you know, in that slump, he can still be effective. Draymond Green, don't know if Draymond's going to come back. Still got Looney. You know, what can these other role players do now that was on the bench? May have to step up. A Kuminga, a DiVincenzo. We don't know, but I'm still not counting out the Warriors. Number 3, I got Boston here. Of course, you know, Boston definitely can get you to the finals or even to the Eastern Conference Finals because the East is weak right now, in my opinion. But Boston's definitely is a contender. Milwaukee, I can't count out Milwaukee. That series just didn't go their way. They was the number 1 seed in the East. They just got beat by Miami. And then, of course, the reigning champs right now are favorites to win at number 1. So, of course, you're going to put Denver at number 1. But the Sixers, I'm not counting them as a playoff team. They're just definitely not contenders. You know, New York is possible. Josh Hart, he's in free agency. So New York still maybe is going to need another star. What are you going to do with Julius Randle? The Heat, I didn't have the Heat on my list. It's obvious, but we all know they can be contenders too. They just one piece away. Who else? Cleveland, Brooklyn, definitely not. So the East is up for grabs. The West is too much. The Kings, okay, yeah, they got to the playoffs. Can they do this again? Can they make it to the playoffs again?
I'm not going to value one good season. I'm not going to value just one good season. I'm not going to value that over the Kings. Just because the Sixers got Nick Nurse, I don't know how much it will change. I don't know how much that will change because there's always the damn coach every year. That's just what it is.
Con cracks me up because he can't say Hoochie Mara, so he says Hoochie Mama should come back to the Lakers. But the West, you know, Memphis, not with the whole John Morant situation. Utah, nah. Minnesota, no. You know, Cat's going to possibly be on the move. So, you know, towards the later down in the list, that 4 through 6 in the West, it could be up for grabs. Dallas, the Kings, you know, that 4 through 6 could be up for grabs in the play-in game up for grabs. Can we see an OKC maybe get past the play-in? We don't know. We don't know. And the East is definitely up for grabs. So that is my top 5: Denver, Milwaukee, Boston, the Warriors, and the Lakers. Again, me and Coach had pretty much the same team except one. He had the Heat. I had the Warriors. So that's how you know great minds do think alike on some things. So that is your NBA. The draft is next Thursday. You already know Wemby's going to go number 1. Who you think is going 2 and 3?
I think Brandon Miller going 2, and I think Scoot Henderson going 3. I think by Portland drafting another guard, I think and having Anthony Simons, they got a decision to make. And I think Damian Lillard, we know we keep saying he's loyal, but this may be the year that he gets up out of Portland. And I think Scoop Henderson, drafting Scoop Henderson, but there's also a rumor that he could drop 2 in the draft. And if he drops, I prefer Houston to get him. But anyway it goes, I'm in love with Amen Thompson and Scoot Henderson, and I'm definitely in love with Brandon Miller. So any one of those guys, I'm jumping up and down on because I think they help our team instantly. And plus, Coach Ime Udoka, I trust him to make the right decisions. And we've seen him get to the NBA Finals with the Boston Celtics, and he's going to change his organization around. But other than that, I think 2 and 3 is Brandon Miller and Scoop Henderson, easily.
So he says y'all can't put the Kings on the list for one season, but y'all got Denver on the list. Yeah, they're the champs, but who did they face to win the champs? Like they really didn't face nobody, in my opinion. Who Denver didn't face nobody? They was number 1 all season.
They was number
1 seed.
And
They was number 1 seed all year long. They lost 4 games in the playoffs. 4.
So you trying to say Miami wasn't that good as an AC? They wasn't good in the regular season. They wasn't good in the regular season. They were actually the hottest team in the playoffs. What the hell are you talking about? They made the Western Conference. They lost in the first round. Yet last year wasn't even Jokic's fault. The year before last, they lost in the second round. In the bubble, they went to the Western Conference Finals. What are you talking about? It's not hard to go to a championship, go to an NBA Finals. Your Bulls, just because your Bulls didn't get there and your Bulls is ass, just because they're ass, don't mean the Denver Nuggets didn't play nobody. Yes, they played somebody. They played the hottest team in the damn playoffs. That's what they did, and they beat them. Give credit where credit due. Stop all that damn hating, saying they ain't beat nobody. Miami or somebody. They were the hottest team in the playoffs. They beat Milwaukee.
No, Damian had Miami.
They beat the hell out the Bulls.
Damian had Miami winning. His reasoning was because Denver never went to the championship. They can't win it. I was like, are you kidding me? That was his reasoning why Denver shouldn't have won it. But we all know Damian is the king of bad takes. Scoring 3 and 4 is crucial. Miami did the damn thing. Respect Miami. Of course, Miami, they was just tired. Like we all say, they just one piece away, possibly get over that hump.
What the fuck is one game? What the fuck one game have to do with them not being good? Just them getting out and beating Milwaukee and just beating Boston and beating the New York Knicks, who everybody said they were talented. What the fuck that have to do with it? Because of winning one game? Because of Denver just that better than they were. They just finally ran into a team that actually had them out talented and better than they were. Just because your Bulls are ass and cannot get there, doesn't mean. And Miami is better than you fucking guys anyway. They the ones knocked you guys ass out to even get in. So they came in as the hottest team after beating Milwaukee. So what the hell are you talking about? Matter of fact, Damien, go sit your ass in the corner until you learn something. Go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner. Get your hat, get your corner hat, get your little cone, and go sit in the corner until you can think about that. You go sit in the corner till you get some sense.
And there was Coach putting Damian in the kitty corner.
I ain't gonna stand for all this damn buffoonery. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna stand for no buffoonery. I'm not gonna do it.
Put him in the kitty corner. I can't.
How the hell you have them to win? How the hell you have someone to win a finals, but all of a sudden they lose? You say they not good. You say they not good, but you picked them to win the finals. Logic don't make sense. Don't make sense. Come back when you have some sense.
Oh man, but let's switch gears and go over to the NFL since it's officially NFL season. We had mini camps and everything underway, but the number one thing that's on the list right now, Sean McDermott is very concerned that Stephon Diggs has not been to mandatory minicamp. Troubles over there in Buffalo.
Now you say mandatory minicamp? Mandatory minicamp or just minicamp period?
It was mandatory.
Oh, I'll say again. I'll say, as long as he down in training camp, I wouldn't take a big deal of it. As long as he down in training camp, I mean, he probably want him down. He probably want him down to get a little feel of the team and get a little bit more chemistry. But long as you're in training camp, as long as he's in training camp, that's what matters to me. But you do want to be out there for the off-season program. You do want, and the program is called, volunteer. It's too early for me to judge. I just think, in training camp, most important thing is training camp. That's in July, at the end of middle of July. So that's the most important is training camp.
Maybe there's a reasoning. We don't know what the reasoning is, but we all seen how disgruntled and how unhappy he was when Buffalo was in the playoffs and they lost that playoff game. We seen, things wasn't clicking, but he came out and said we're good. But are they really good? Only the story will tell. We don't know. Adrian Amos, 1-year deal to the Jets. They're looking like the Green Bay Packers in New York over there, Donte. What you think about Amos?
Hey,
Going
Amos,
to the Jets?
good. That's a good pickup. That's a good pickup. I'm surprised he was still out there on the free agent block. That's a good pickup. Definitely a leader in that secondary. Definitely a thumper at that safety position. So that's a hell of a pickup by the New York Jets to improve their secondary to what they already have. And ladies and gentlemen, Damian is not banned from the channel. He is just timeout. He is just in timeout till he get himself.
He always get timed out and come back in.
I'm not gonna time him out. I'm not gonna ban him because he's always supporting us no matter what we do. He's always coming to support. So yeah, he's not banned from the chat. He's just in timeout till he get himself together, till he come in with some sense.
No, that's one thing about Damian. He has his outrageous takes. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. But one time, Damian has always been loyal to us since day one. So, of course, we joke around and stuff. It's all love with Damian. We don't take him seriously. So y'all shouldn't either. I know we've talked about Saquon Barkley a lot, but is it possible? Do you think he actually sit out?
No, I don't think he'll sit out through a season. I don't think he'll be on Le'Veon Bell. I think he comes back in training camp. I think he sits out a little bit during training camp, but I think he gets to his senses and I think he comes back. Yes, I don't think he'll sit out a full season. I don't think he's crazy. Unless you're crazy like Le'Veon Bell. I don't think he sits out full time. But I do think it's a chance he sits out during training, a little bit during training camp. He sits out at that time, but he's not going to for a football season. I don't think he'll sit out at that time.
Didn't I call Nuggets in 5?
Yes, you did, sir.
Yeah.
Open the door for myself. Did not call Nuggets in 5. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, sir. How much money would you pay him? So Jeff asked, how much money would you pay him? Donte.
Pay him about 13. Pay him about 13 mil. He's good enough for it. He's a 13.
Well, they said he offered the Giants offered him 14 and he turned it down. They said the Giants offered him 14 and he turned it down.
Hey, I would have took that 14. Took that 14. Now something wrong with him if he doesn't end up taking a 14. But like I say, 13 to 14 mil is good to have. He was a 1,300 yard running back last year, so why not? And he's a big part of why Daniel Jones didn't turn the ball over. He's a big part of that.
There's one thing about Daniel Jones that he did improve was his turnovers. Again, I've said this. I vouch for Daniel Jones throughout his tenure here in the NFL. Who the hell was he throwing to for the past 5 years? Name it. I'll wait. Who was he throwing to? Everybody was like, oh, Daniel Jones this, Daniel Jones that. He had nobody to throw to. All his receivers got hurt. Who was he throwing to? Nobody. So, yes, he improved on the turnovers because he was turnover prone. Lord have mercy. He turnover after turn. He was a turnover machine. But he improved that. Last year, him and Saquon pretty much took that team on their back to get up into the playoffs. We know he wasn't going to go far. But Daniel Jones, you gotta give him credit. He didn't turn the ball over as much, and he did improve. Now, he got a Darren Waller on the team. If Saquon going to be there, he still don't have an elite receiving core. Who's their receivers? Yep. They still don't have an elite receiving core. So who's he throwing to? Who's he throwing to?
Me.
Shoot, we can go get a job as receiver for Daniel Jones. 15 too much.
No,
exactly. No Robert.
You gave Daniel Jones over down 15 mil. How's it too much for Saquon Barkley? You gave Daniel Jones that money.
All right, so we're going to finish up our record predictions today. We had the NFC, we had the South and West that was left. So we're going to start the NFC South. Here we go, Juice. This is your division. We got the Saints, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, and the Panthers. Who's winning this division? Donte, you go first.
New Orleans Saints, 10-7. New Orleans Saints, 10-7. Think they win this division. Think they're good enough to win the division. They got the quarterback now, Derek Carr. Chris Olave is really good, 1,000-yard wide receiver. Michael Thomas, rejuvenated. And again, they got a solid running game. They got a great running game. But again, hey, 10-7 for the New Orleans Saints. But again, I think the Carolina Panthers in second. I think the Carolina Panthers, I think they win 8 games this year, 8 and 9. I'm really high on the Carolina Panthers. I think their defense is pretty solid. So I got 89 for Carolina. 7 and 10 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm still not sold on the Atlanta Falcons. I think Atlanta Falcons will go 6 and 11. Your team don't fucking win. Your team don't fucking win. That's not if you're in a playing tournament, your team don't win. Your team don't win. So I already know my team wasn't going to be good. And guess what? My team still wasn't good, but you lose to my squad. You get blown out by my squad. You get blown out by my squad in your own building. So we already know my team wasn't going to be good. Ain't no pressure on me. Ain't no pressure on the Rock. We already knew that. But there was a lot of pressure on Chicago, who has 3 game scores and can't even make can't even make it to a playoff series. Can't even make a playoff series. What are you talking about? So that's not winning. That's not winning games.
Chicago needs to worry about regular season and not always being in the damn playing tournament.
You're in a playing tournament. You're in a playing tournament with 2 stars. You're in a playing tournament with 2 stars. Come on, bro. And a 20-point per game score and a 15-point per game score. Vucevic. You're in a playing tournament with three borderline all stars. Come on, bro. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
All right. So you said Carolina's winning the division. I mean, I said the Saints, right?
Yeah. 10 and 7. Yes,
man. Saints were 7 and 10 last year. Some of their receivers were down. No Michael Thomas. Jarvis Landry went over there. Didn't see him, so he was just stealing the check. But you got Chris Olave, who's one of the top rookies in my opinion. 1,000-yard receiver for his first time. Now you get Michael Thomas back. Then they upgrade and get Derek Carr, who everybody wanted Derek Carr out of Raider Nation. And Raider Nation got their wish. Derek Carr went somewhere. I think this is a big key upgrade for New Orleans. Derek Carr got some weapons around him. He got Kamara. They got Jamal Williams as well. In case something happens to Kamara, I don't know what's going on with his case. Is he going to be found guilty? But that 1-2 tandem right there is going to be great. You still got the Swiss Army knife and Taysom Hill. You don't know where the hell he going to line up. Tight end, wide receiver, running back, put him at safety. He a punt returner. We don't know what's going to happen with the Swiss Army knives, but every team needs a Taysom Hill on their team. Taysom Hill. So, and their defense isn't that bad. The Saints defense is still legit. Cameron Jordan, Lattimore, they still is a good defense. So I'm going to also go 10 and 7. That they're winning this division as well. I think Carolina will be number 2. Tampa Bay is going to be last in the division. Don't know what's going to be. Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask season. You still got Mike Evans, who is a 1,000-yard receiver with any quarterback that he has. And then I'm going to go Atlanta to be number 3. So the Saints will take the South. We will see the Saints in the playoffs again. Derek Carr should have a better time over there. And the line is a little bit better than Raiders' line was. So the Saints upgraded and got Derek Carr, who everybody shits on Derek Carr so much. Derek Carr is a hell of a receiver. With the game on the line in 2 minutes, I'm taking Drew Brees. I'm taking Derek Carr to get you a win because he's done it before in the past. In the fourth quarter, he can get you that win. So we're on the same page there when it comes to the Saints.
I mean, like I say, y'all stay tuned. The Rockets is coming soon, though. Next 2 to 3 years, the Rockets will be good with Ime Udoka. But other than that, Derek Carr, outside of Devontae Adams, his weapons wasn't even on the field. Hunter Renfrow is not even on the field. Darren Waller quit on the team. So what weapons did he have? What weapons did he have outside of Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs? Josh Jacobs was literally
got A.T. Perry. I forgot. Damn.
Outside of that, Derek Carr really didn't have any weapons outside of that. Darren Waller didn't even play a full season. You had Hunter Renfrow was hurt the whole year. So outside of that, did he really have weapons outside of Devontae Adams? No, he did not. No, he really did not. He did not.
Oh, he better not say 12-5 for the damn Bucks. I know he's smoking that good.
Damian had the same record that I had. He actually had the same record that I actually had. That I actually had for the Saints, but that's blasphemous saying they're gonna
Green, Jabari Smith Porter, and Ume Doka is
going to please. Hey, I'm gonna call out. I want to take some time to call out somebody because I haven't seen them in a long goddamn time, but I see him over there in what you call a stream. Cool. Let me tell you something, sir. Keep the Houston off your damn mind, please, and just focus on the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're one of the best young teams in the league. The moment I question Cool about Keontae George, he has not been to my chat since. He's not been to my chat since. The moment I question him about that, he's been running for me. Keep Houston out your mouth, please, if you don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's saying the Houston Rockets don't know what they're doing. That's in the fucking past. It's about this year. It's about this year. We got the right coach. And we didn't know what we were doing. We wouldn't have hired Ime Udoka. We didn't know what we was doing. We wouldn't have got Ime Udoka, the best coach out there, the best coach that was literally on the street.
Coach, what did I say? I said if Doc Rivers get fired, who did I want for the Sixers?
Ime Udoka.
Yup, and damn it, he went to y'all.
So we didn't know what we were doing. We wouldn't have hired him. We wouldn't have hired him if we didn't actually know what we was doing. And we got $60 million in cap space. So we got the most money in cap space. So come now, 2 to 3 years, the Rockets would be okay. They would be fine. They would be fine. 2 to 3 years, they'll be fine.
Of course, I'm looking for it. Well, of course, yeah, Chet Holmgren return. Of course, we all want to see Chet Holmgren, see what he can do. He missed that with his foot. So the Thunder is a good team to look out for, especially when Holmgren comes back. So that's definitely going to be something to watch for. Awesome. That was an awesome hire.
That was the one. Hey, when I'm talking about the whole Rockets Nation went crazy on Twitter about that hire. I mean, they went hell of a crazy. It was like a gift from joy. It was like a gift from joy. It was like Jesus came back down to the earth when he got hired.
But yeah, so let's go to the NFC West. We got the 49ers, we got Seattle, the Rams, and the Cardinals. Who is winning that division?
Man, that's tough because I'm in a tailspin between Seattle and 49ers. You know what? I'm in a tailspin. I ain't gonna lie. The only question for me is Geno Smith. If he can put the same season that he can put up last year, I could pick the Seattle Seahawks. But I'm going to go for the Niners because I trust them more, and they have done it. The quarterback situation, they don't know who the quarterback is at this moment. That's why you have a quarterback competition. But their defense is going to be good. They got solid receivers. If Elijah Mitchell can stay healthy, he can be a nice little competitive piece to run the ball. I got the 49ers as least winning. I got the 49ers at least 11-6 on the season. I got the Seattle Seahawks 10-7. If Gino, I'm only putting them 10-7, but that's a wild card spot. They get in a wild card. That's a wild card spot. I think the Lions and the Seahawks is going to be my wild card team. I think I got them both with the same record of 10-7. I think Minnesota wins the NFC North division. I still think Minnesota has the same team. Only thing they did, they replaced pretty much. They got rid of Dalvin Cook. They got Alexander Madison, who's more explosive at this point. And then they replaced Adam Thielen. They replaced Adam Thielen with Jordan Addison, with somebody younger. The roster's still the same. They got better at the secondary. They got better in the secondary with Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy is a hell of a player. So the only thing they did, they got better in the secondary with Byron Murphy, but they replaced Jordan Addison with a younger. They replaced Adam Thielen with a younger Jordan Addison. That's the same roster. Same roster. Other than that, Kirk Cousins is a top 9.
Carolina.
Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback in this league. The only thing he can't do is win a big game. That's it. Otherwise, he's a top 9 quarterback in this league. They're not gonna go deep in the playoffs. They're gonna find a way to fail. But statistically, he's a top 9 quarterback in the league. He just can't win a big game. That's the problem. That's his only knock. He just cannot win a big game. He's gonna put up all these numbers. He just cannot win a big game. But I got other than that, I got Seattle with 10 wins. Who else is in that division? You got the Rams.
In Arizona. Arizona is going to stink.
Arizona is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think Arizona is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Plus, Kyler Murray not going to be playing full season. So I got Arizona 4-13. I got Arizona 4-13 on the season, and I have the Rams 6-11.
The Rams is liking Stetson Bennett over there. So that's great to see, Stetson Bennett getting some praise in there. Now, RC did say, what do y'all think about Jordan Love? We got to see what Jordan Love going to do in Green Bay. Who else was out there that they was liking? Sean Clifford, if Jordan Love don't pan out, they got Sean Clifford over there. Rams sold for Super Bowl. Stuyton has 12-5, the 49ers, 11-6 for Seahawks, 8-9, and 5-12. I got the 49ers winning that division as well. Can I give them 12 wins? I'll give maybe 11. They'll go 11-6. But they still win that division. Seahawks would be in second.
Well, you know what? I got a comparison for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the James Harden of basketball. He's going to put up these great regular season numbers as a quarterback, but never will get it done in the playoffs. That's just how Kirk Cousins is going to operate. He's good enough. He's a top 9 quarterback, top 8 borderline, but he's never going to be good enough to get it done. He's never going to be good enough to get it done in the playoffs.
All right, so Damien has the Seahawks 12-5. He got the Niners winning 9 games. You right, and then he got Owen. You know what? Max Duggan has the grades to be able to steal the starting job from Herbert. Herbert is mid. I think we're not going to see Max Duggan a lot.
What's Justin Herbert? You said Justin Herbert mid?
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, Drew. Say that one more time. Hey, say it one more time.
He said Justin Herbert's mid.
Comment that one more time. Comment that one more time. Comment that one more time in the chat.
Oh, Juice.
I need to make sure my eyes is good enough to see that. I want him to comment with that one more time. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and time you out for that buffoonery on that one. I don't like that. What has Max Duggan done in the league? Max Duggan hasn't done the damn thing yet. But you put him over a top 4 quarterback.
Got sent to the kitty corner. Kirk Cousins, Iguodala without going to the Warriors.
I'm not gonna stand for buffoonery. Bro. You want to say Justin Herbert hasn't done anything in this league? He has broke all kinds of records in the league. Max Duggan hasn't played a game, and you said you hasn't played a game. He hasn't played a game yet. It doesn't make sense. It hasn't made sense. It doesn't make sense. He's broke all kind of records. To say he hasn't done nothing in the league. He's broke all kind of records. He has done something in the league. He's actually done something. But to disrespect him like that, that's disrespect. That's disrespect. To say he hasn't done nothing in the league, but then you think Max Duggan gonna take his job, and someone that hasn't played, he hasn't been on the field. You can't say that. That's disrespect. I don't like that. That's disrespect.
We don't know when Max Duggan is going to see the field. As long as Justin Herbert is going to be number 1, he's going to be probably fighting for the number 2 spot on that roster. To say, we know what Max Duggan's done in college, but he's in the pros now. We don't know what he's going to say, what he's going to do. RC says favorite quarterback is Mahomes, but Herbert is nice. He's nice. That compliment I got.
Everybody want to say, what have this quarterback done? What have they done? They haven't done nothing. They want to say Derek Carr haven't done nothing. He has done something in the league. That's just like saying, and it's no disrespect. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback, but what he has done? He went to the Super Bowl. He hasn't won a chip yet. That's still nothing in the league. Much as people slander Aaron Rodgers, he went to a Super Bowl, won a championship. He hasn't done nothing since then. It ain't no such thing as nobody really. Now, Max Duggan hasn't done shit in the league. Hasn't done nothing in the league. He hasn't done nothing at all. Davis Mills Ain't done shit. Trevor Lawrence did not do shit. Did not do shit yet. Yes, he went to the second round, but he hasn't done nothing. What has he done? What has he done? So you can say that about every quarterback that hasn't won a Super Bowl. They haven't done nothing. But I'm not going to use the logic. I'm not going to use that logic. Every quarterback, Jalen Hurts has done something. Justin Herbert has done something. Derek Carr has done something. Kirk Cousins has done something in this league. They just haven't won a championship. That's all they haven't done.
Wow. You know it's bad when Damian is going after Juice. Okay, so even Damian knows Justin Herbert. You know, that's funny. That's funny. All right. So we on the AFC South coaches division. We got the Houston Texans, Tennessee Titans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Indianapolis Colts. Who wins this division?
I think the Jacksonville Jaguars win the division. I think they win the division. I think they go 7-10. I think they go 7-10. 10-7. I mean 10-7. My bad. I think they still the better team than my team. But I wouldn't be surprised if my team finds a way to win the division. But I don't think we're ready yet. I just don't really think we're ready yet at this point. I think we one more year off. Jacksonville 10-7 in the division. Division is not even good. I think we come in second place though. I think we come in 7-10. I'm gonna say 7-10 for us in the division. The Indianapolis Colts 11-6. 6-11. And I think Tennessee is the worst team in the division. I think they go 5-12. But any one of us can win this division. Any one of us can win this division. Tennessee, outside of Derrick Henry gets their offense jump started. For Tennessee, Derrick Henry gets their offense jump started. You take him away, who is that? Who is Will Levis and Malik Willis going to throw to? You take him away. Take Derrick Henry up out of the equation. The only way Tennessee can get some offense going if Derrick Henry can run the football. That's who it start with. Now their defense, Tennessee's defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. Tennessee's defense is really good. They're really good. They're really good. The problem is it's going to be that offense.
Yeah. Tennessee's always had a good defense. It's like you said, it's just offensive. Tannehill, can Tennessee rely on Tannehill? Malik Willis, we all know he's a science project that never, he's that project that never, you procrastinated on and didn't finish. And then Will Levis, that's another issue. Him coming in to see how he's going to adjust. But yeah, we go and see. But I'm gonna have to agree. I think the Jags will take that division. I think the Colts might be in second. We got to see what AR does. He's definitely going to start. You're not going to be picked 4 and sit on the bench. I think he starts over Uncle Rico. The Jags definitely got some potential. We'll see with Trevor Lawrence if he can repeat the season he had last year, minus the turnovers, minus the interceptions. He has weapons. Doug used to need to use ETN a lot more. That's what happened in that Chargers game. They had the running game. The difference between that is the Chargers stopped running with Austin Eckler. If they would have kept running with Austin Eckler, Chargers would have won that game. We wouldn't be talking about Trevor Lawrence, coming back to and winning that game with 4 turnovers, and he almost had 5 turnovers. But what's the name dropped it? But I think the Jags is going to win this division. I'll give them 10 wins as well. That's their ceiling. I can't see them going over 10 wins. The Colts will be second. I'm going to put your Texans third. Tennessee's going to be last in the division. AFC West. Kansas City, the reigning defending champs. We got the Broncos, we got the Chargers, and we got the Raiders. Who was winning this division?
Oh, the Chiefs winning the division. Chiefs winning the division easily. I think they win the division. I think they 12-5. 12-5 for me is the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs for me. I think they win this division. I think the Chargers wild card spot. Chargers 11-6. The Raiders, I think they take a step back. I think they go 10-7, and I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I still don't trust the Broncos at this moment. 6-11 for the Broncos.
You got them last.
Yes. I gotta see it. I don't think nothing changed because they got Sean Payton. I still think the rest of those teams are bad. I still think they're borderline better. They're borderline better.
Jesus, Damian, these records is crazy. Dante would be ecstatic if the Texans be 12.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this, bro. I will tell you this. They go 12. If they go 12-5 right now, I will be shocked. I will be shocked as hell. We're not a 12-win team. We're not a 12-win team. We can win at least 7 games. And our schedule is kind of favored, but I think we can win 7 games. I don't think we're going to be bad. I don't think we're going to be bad as people may project we're going to be bad.
You see, RC got the Jags 11-6, Titans 9-8, Colts 7-4, Texans 5-12, and he also got the Chiefs 13-4. I'm also going to take the Chiefs to win this division. I'm going to say the Chargers going to be in second. I'm going to be bold and say the Raiders are going to be last.
Okay.
I got the Broncos being third only because Sean Payton, Russell Wilson is going to be the Russell Wilson that we know that Russell Wilson can be. He had a horrible coach last season. What happened when Nathaniel Hackett got fired? We saw the Russell Wilson that we know can play football. They went out and got Frank Clark on the defensive side. You know, they got Bradley Chubb went to Miami, so they went out and got them Frank Clark, who's going to help that defensive line out for Denver. But it's still going to be the Chiefs, and I got the Raiders being last. Garoppolo, I know he got Devontae Adams, you got Josh Jacobs, and that defense still is suspect as well. I don't think that they're going to win many games over there with Garoppolo. So I'm going to go bold prediction and say the Raiders are going to be last in that division. And the Broncos are going to move up to third. But I got the Chiefs winning that. And then I got the Chargers coming in second.
Yep.
So that is your record predictions. We did all of the NFL teams. That was the last 2. Might as well combine them. So I got here. I was looking at NFL.com and I seen this list. So we're going to go over it. See if, there's any flaws there, anything that could be changed. But ranking the NFL new quarterback to wide receiver duos. So this is the number 1 through 9. So I'm going to start with 9 first. So remember, these are the new quarterback to wide receiver duos. You let me know.
Okay.
You agree or disagree with this list? Number 9, they got Mac Jones and Juju Smith-Schuster.
Disagree.
Number 8, Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. Number 7, you got Dak Prescott and Brandon Cooks.
Should be Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb.
6, you got Garoppolo and Devontae Adams. Justin Fields and DJ Moore at number 5.
Yeah, I like that.
Derek Carr and Chris Olave at 4.
Too high.
Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley at 3.
Calvin really got to play.
You got Lamar Jackson and Odell at 2. And number 1 is Aaron Rodgers. Who swaps in and out?
That whole list is a joke.
Who would you take out? Who would you add?
You take off everybody. You take off every goddamn body on that list. You don't got Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. You don't got Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs on that list. Quarterback, wide receiver duo. You don't got Jalen Hurts or AJ Brown on the list. Man, you don't got I understand Devontae Adams and Jimmy Garoppolo, but Jimmy Garoppolo having some issues with his foot. Tua and Tyreek Hill not on the list. Disrespectful. Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, I will put them on the list. But other than that, just so disrespectful. That's disrespectful. And now you put Brandon Cooks. You got Brandon Cooks. You got Justin Jefferson, and Kirk Cousins. They not on the list. I mean, this list, the better receiving quarterback duo is Justin Fields and DJ Moore. That should be the best. That should be the best thing on the list. That should be the best one on the list. Outside of everything I'm listening to, that should be the best one. Now, I do like Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. I ain't gonna lie, I do like that one. But I believe it's many more combinations out there that's kind of better. That's better. But you put Brandon Cooks and Dak Prescott, should put CeeDee Lamb in that.
I agree with that. Which player you think improves this year? You got Dak, you got James Cook, Kyle Pitts. Who do you think improves? And somebody that I didn't name. Who do you think had a bad season last year is going to bounce back this year?
I think I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott. I think he bounced back. Now adding Brandon Cooks over there. I think he bounced back, have a good season. I don't think it will be enough to get them out of the first round of the playoffs or win their playoff game. But I do think on that list right there, it'd be Dak Prescott. I believe it'd be Dak Prescott. Adding Brandon Cooks, someone that's going to help you as well. And adding also having Michael Gallup for the full season and CeeDee Lamb, who had a hell of a season. I think you're going to see the only thing about it, the running back situation. They got dudes fun over there, but I think that Prescott can have a bounce back year. I definitely do think he can.
I'm going to say Kyle Pitts. I know he got hurt last season. He was almost at 1,000 yards as a rookie. 356 yards, injury riddled. Sophomore season ended with the knee injury in November. But, I do think Atlanta's in the right stepping stone. You got to see what Desmond Ridder can do. But they had a good offseason, Atlanta, getting some picks, getting some free agents to come in there, giving Desmond Ridder a target. Not only do they have Kyle Pitts, still got Drake London. They got Tyler Algier, who is a 1,000-yard running back. Someone who said that the Falcons didn't have a running back. They had Algier. He's a 1,000-yard running back. And they also had Cordell Patterson. So there's running backs last time I checked. But anyway, and then they added Bijan Robinson, so it's going to be, a good 1-2 punch for them. Then they got Jesse Bates on the defensive side. Just watch out for Atlanta. Not saying they're going to make the playoffs or anything, but they'll be better than they was last year. So I say Kyle Pitts. He bounces back this year. We'll see what Kyle Pitts can do in this year with Atlanta. So I'll go with Atlanta. I'll go with Kyle Pitts in Atlanta. Donte has Dak bouncing back. You had DJ Moore on his list. They had Bradley Chubb, James Cook. The thing about Buffalo and running backs, they have a great running back crew. They just don't use them because they want Josh Allen to run the ball so much. They want him to throw and run. They would just use their running backs. I feel like Josh Allen would make so many turnovers as he does.
Yep. I don't think nothing wrong with that running back crew. They just don't use them. They just put a lot of pressure on Josh Allen. They just don't use the running backs.
Patterson might leave. That's true. Patterson could go. I know he was good on the special teams for them too.
Yep.
All right. So that is your NFL. Hold up. Oh, I got one more. All right. So we're going to rank these franchises most likely to win their first Super Bowl. Now, there's different tiers. So we got, what's the time here? All right. We got 6:30. All right, so we got we're gonna rank the franchises most likely to win their first Super Bowl. So we got on the cusp. This is meaning they're almost winning their first Super Bowl. The Bengals, the Bills, the Chargers. Do you agree with that on the cusp for them?
The Bengals, I think the Bengals more closer. Yeah, I think the Bengals more closer.
Close to being contenders, we got the Browns, the Lions, the Jags, and Vikings.
Vikings running out of time. Lions, NFC not that great. NFC outside of the Eagles and 49, I would say the NFC pretty weak, so I'm gonna go Lions.
And how long will it be? Meaning The Panthers, the Texans, Tennessee, Atlanta, and Arizona for them to get a championship. They in that last tier. But out of those 5, who do you think will get one first?
Name the teams again.
Panthers, Texans, Tennessee, Atlanta, Arizona.
Panthers.
Panthers got to the Super Bowl twice. all Cam Newton had to do was hop on the damn ball.
Yep.
He just stood there and watched the ball. Oh, I'm not going to go in there and get the ball. He just stood there. But no, they've been to 2 Super Bowls. They've been to a couple Super Bowls, and they just couldn't do it. I think the Panthers definitely could get over the hump. If the Texans add more pieces and get a solid team together, I can see the Texans. Tennessee, Arizona, and Atlanta, I don't know. Tennessee got there. They was 1 yard short of winning the Super Bowl. 1 yard short.
Yep.
RC says the Bills, Lions, Cardinals. Okay. But that is your NFL. We got one little thing for the MLB, and then we will end things here because we are on the Sports Empire Network. Coming up at 7, we got the big 3. So make sure y'all stay tuned in for that. So, Coach, we got surprised or not surprised. Okay. These are some players in the MLB who's playing good, but I want to see if you're surprised that they're playing good or if you're not surprised that they're playing good, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. So, Michael Harris the second. He's had a good season so far. His strikeout rate is the same as last season. His walk rate is up a little bit. His chase rate is the biggest red flag as a rookie. He slightly improved. His launch angle increased, which should eventually translate to more home runs and hard hitting rate, the same as last season. Are you surprised of his play right now or not surprised?
Not surprised because he played like that last year. Not surprised. He's getting into a groove. He's starting to come along, so I'm not surprised.
All right, next on this list, we have center fielder from the Seattle Mariners, Julio Rodriguez. He's 20. He was the Rookie of the Year last season behind Pujols with a OPS of 147. Since the May of last year, April 31, he was 540. He was 544. And the swings rate, miss rate, strikeout ratio. Rodriguez has not improved, but he's regressing with this season. Are you surprised or not surprised?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he's struggling. I think he's going to figure it out.
All right, so we got Alec Manoah from the starting pitcher from the Toronto Blue Jays. After struggling his first season with the Blue Jays last year, Barrios is back looking. The pitchers acquired from the Twins. He finished third in Cy Young winning in 2022. He did outperform his ERA, posting 2.24 compared with a 3.35 with runners in scoring position. Are you surprised or not surprised?
I'm surprised that he's that bad, that he's been bad. I'm surprised. He's been absolutely horrible.
All right, what will happen? What would happen first? A Brown Super Bowl or GTA 6? That's funny. All right, we got JD Martinez, the designated hitter from the Dodgers. Let's see. He's maintaining a 146 OPS at the age of 35, not hitting at that level in the last 5 seasons, and he's averaging 260 and a subpar 500 slugging. Moving forward is probably more realistic. Are you surprised or not surprised that JD Martinez is playing.
I'm not surprised because he's not. I'm kind of surprised at the batting average. At the batting average that he's hitting, but I'm not surprised at the home runs that he's been hit. He's been on a little home run streak, but his batting average is he's always used to keep that batting average around like 280, 290. So I'm surprised of the batting average, but not surprised of the home run. So because he's been hitting the home run ball a lot lately.
You got Sean Murphy, a catcher for the Atlanta Braves. His numbers are impressive. 93rd percentile is expected in batting average, 97th expected in slugging, 96. Barrel rate, MVP type results when factoring on the defense. Are you surprised or not surprised how Sean Murphy's been playing?
Not surprised because he killed us. He used to kill us.
JT Realmuto, one of the best quarterbacks in the game, in my opinion. He did hit for a cycle last night, but we lost to the damn Diamondbacks.
God damn. Still
him and Trey Turner have both been struggling. Kyle Schwarber, we all know Kyle Schwarber is a home run guy. He strikes out a lot. But yes, he has struggled in the last couple games. I mean, in some games, he has been struggling this season. Are you surprised or not surprised?
I'm surprised, but I think he will come along. I'm surprised, but I think he'll come along. He'll be fine. Not concerned. Not concerned about JT Realmuto. Not concerned. Like after the All-Star break, you can have all kind of concerns, and like I say, kind of surprising. Good as Trey Turner is, now that's a surprise. He normally hits over 300 every single year, and to get that payday and come in and just strike out most of the time. And he'll have games here and there. He'll hit a home run here and there. But I'm definitely surprised at Trey Turner performance. But if they don't get this turned around by the All-Star break, it could get a little bit too late for him. And this will go down probably as one of the disappointing teams in the MLB. But so I'm gonna give them a break until after the All-Star break and see what they do.
Now, Trey Turner is not the only shortstop that's struggling. Carlos Correa, Xander Bogaerts, and Lindor is also struggling. Are you surprised at them three?
Yes, they too good to be struggling. Yes.
I already know what you're going to say about Carlos.
Yeah, they're too good. Yeah, they're too good. They're too good for that. And Carlos Correa, what has he done since he left Houston? Nothing. He has not done nothing since he left Houston. He's not been great since he left Houston. So, yeah, I am surprised, though. And Frankie Lindor, he got that big-time contract. He hasn't performed at the level. He hasn't performed. And also, I think the Padres under 500 too. Very disappointed. And it's definitely how Xander Bogaerts has been playing. So I'm definitely surprised.
All right. Talk about Ely De La Cruz. Where did this kid come from? Is he going to continue to play like this as a rookie?
Nah, he's not gonna continue to play like this. I think he's gonna struggle at some point, but I think he's gonna be fine. He's gonna go through his rookie moment. He's gonna be going through his rookie moment. He's not gonna stay hot the whole season.
He hasn't been able to get on his buzzer since leaving Houston. He didn't went to two potential good teams, and they all didn't want him because of the injury he had. Remember, we thought he was going to the Mets. Remember, we thought he was going to San Fran. Now he goes back to Minnesota. That was the craziest off-season drama that we didn't seen. We didn't seen two teams that wanted him, and both said no. Which was crazy. Do you think we're gonna see any big splashes before the trading deadline? Any teams make any moves?
Yeah, I think some teams gonna make a move on a starting pitcher or a bat or something. Yeah, so I think we're gonna start seeing that like at the trade deadline before the trade deadline.
I know one thing, they better get some damn pitching on our side because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, y'all pitching is good. Y'all don't need no damn pitching.
What's going on, Doug?
What's going on, Doug?
For those y'all don't know, Mr. Doug Brooks, aka the Big Time. Make sure y'all tune into his channel, the Big Time Show. Diehard Cowboys fan, diehard Lakers fan. But one thing. Now, why are you gonna spam in the chat? Jesus Christ. One thing about Doug, he's going to give it to you straight. He don't sugarcoat nothing. He's going to tell you your team. He's going to tell you the Cowboys stink. He's going to tell you they good. He's going to tell it like it is. Same thing with the Lakers. So make sure y'all tune into his channel, the Big Time Show, every Monday nights and Saturday. And he's also on the Sports Empire Network. So make sure y'all tune into Doug. But I think that is it that we have here. Again, we got the Big Three coming on at 7. Again, we are 60 episodes in on the 7,200-second podcast. We got 40 more to go until that 100th episode. Again, we'll do something fun just like the 50th.
Yep.
Bring y'all on, talk about what y'all favorite memories was, favorite rant, because I know Coach had a bunch of them. We can reminisce and go down memory lane with the rants and everything. But whose chat is he in? Jesus Christ. But I didn't put him in timeout. Coach, you got anything to say before we roll on out of here?
I mean, like I say, it was a great show, man. Y'all keep supporting us. We're gonna keep grinding for you guys, man. And like I say, man, hey, we coming, man. Y'all just keep on supporting. Y'all just keep on supporting us. We gonna continue to have something special for y'all, man. So 60 episodes, man. Thank y'all so much. And like I say, y'all listen on Spotify, Apple Pod. Y'all continue to listen to us and show love and support. And we're gonna keep bringing y'all these fire content 7,200 seconds. So we'll definitely appreciate y'all for supporting whoever support us.
Make sure y'all tune in to Coach's channel. He will be doing some WNBA tonight. Always gotta show the ladies some love. I don't know, Coach. We may not do a show this week. I know we might. I gotta see. Yeah. Our birthday's on Friday. Sunday we're gonna try to get one in. Queens to the Court. If not, we'll definitely get one in next week. I believe the Line in the Sands is coming on tonight at 9. If you're into all the wrestling, we're going to break down everything that happened, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, what's going on. Make sure y'all tune in at 9 p.m. for that on the Sports Empire Network as well. Again, make sure y'all follow us on Spotify. Leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing, what y'all want to see. And again, you want something that's going to for us to talk about, y'all know to hit us up on Twitter or whatever. Just say, hey, can y'all talk about this from 72? Most definitely will answer all y'all questions. And again, appreciate y'all for being in the chat with us each and every week. Again, we love interacting with y'all. Y'all make the show as well. Without y'all, it wouldn't be no 72. And East Coast is live at 8. So make sure y'all tune over to there if you still want to get great football content in. Tune in into his channel. So we are going to hold on. Damien got a question. Should Nunez have retired, or do y'all think it was too early? No, she retired. No, we're topping her division. Who was beating Amanda Nunez? Who was beating her? Nobody was beating Nunez. So she went out on top. So UFC definitely gonna miss her.
Yep.
But yeah, but we gonna get them out of here. Con, appreciate you as always. Make sure y'all tune in on Thursdays as well. Sports Corner with the Con Man. Con has some amazing guests on his show every week, every Thursday. Last week we had former linebacker for the Chargers, Stephen Cooper, who was a great person to talk to. He was real chill, telling us the stories about who was hard up against. He said Phillip Rivers was the best show. He really does talk smack. But make sure y'all tune in every Thursday nights on the Sports Empire Network. Corner with the Con Man. He always has great guests on. But we're going to get on out of here. Again, tune into the Big 3 in 15 minutes on the Sports Empire Network. We're going to get on out of here. Love, peace, and hair grease. And if you're going to do something dumb, just make sure you do it safely. We're going to get on out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. We got some WNBA action tonight. I know basketball is over with, but now we can focus on the ladies some more, give them some love. But we can get on out of here, y'all. See y'all.
Peace out, guys.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo,
yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always